Welcome everyone to Lincoln Park, to the new old Lincoln Park. My name is Paul Hudding. I'm Leisure Services Director. I want to thank you all for being here on this beautiful evening. These have been a little rare lately, so we're really lucky. Lincoln Park, it was established in 1854 as a downtown gathering place, and it still remains as one of Waterloo's busiest parks, and it hosts scores of events annually. You've probably all been down here for Friday Lou's, Irish Fest, Barbecue Lou, and the list goes on. It also gets used by a lot of area organizations for all kinds of purposes, and it seems to be our gathering place for freedom of speech. And that's probably one of the most important features of this park, or one of the most important functions of this park is it's a friendly gathering place where people can come and be heard. I've got a bunch of people to thank, and if I forget someone, but my bad. I hope not to do that, but it's been over 30 years since this park had a facelift. This particular facelift was designed to not look like a facelift. It's designed to, busy place. It's designed to look like it's been here and like this forever. Stacy Van Gorp couldn't be here tonight, but she started this whole thing. Anyway, Stacy said that she thought it looked a little tired and maybe she could help to fix this place up. And she did. She got us started along with Michelle Tiemeyer from Waterloo Community Foundation. We hired Ritland Kuiper, and we'll hear a little more from them later. Craig and Samantha are out here in this massive crowd, which is more than some inaugurations have had, I think. Anyway, they're here, and I want to thank them publicly, but Mark's going to say a few words, Mark Kuiper, about the design. We've had many stakeholders involved. I'm going to thank first those who opened their pocketbooks. The Blackhawk County Gaming Association. Beth Knipp is here tonight. Thanks for being here, Beth. I imagine some of the board members are here too, and if I start introducing, I'll forget someone. So thanks for being here and for helping with this project. The Otto Schweitz Foundation. Shelley Panacucci could not be here tonight, but I want to thank her and her board for being a major contributor to this project. McElroy Trust, Megan McKenzie, I think is here tonight. Megan, there you are, thanks for coming. Couldn't have done it without McElroy, and they were first on the ground to get this rolling. Max and Helen Guernsey Foundation, Casey, are you here tonight? Casey, thanks for coming and thanks for your support. Waterloo Community Foundation, Michelle Tiemeyer could not be here tonight. I'm guessing we may have some board members who may want to raise their hands, but thank you, Waterloo Community Foundation, for believing in this project early. I also want to thank Main Street Waterloo, and Jessica is here tonight. She loaned us our sound system. Jessica Rucker, Executive Director, and Main Street is responsible for all these beautiful flowers you see hanging around us, not just buying them, but also taking care of them, which is probably the hard part. So thank you, Jessica. Others I want to thank, Ritland Kuiper, Landscape Architects, Craig, Mark, and Samantha for coming up with this design, which I think is beautiful. Modus Engineering, Kyle and Mike, I don't know if you're here tonight, but thank you there's an awful lot of stuff underground here that you would never imagine. There's a lot of new power, new plumbing, and a lot of things that make this park function for events that really, it's subtle, you can't see it, but it's there and it's expensive. Want to thank Woodruff Construction. Nate and Ben, are you guys here tonight? Anyway, I'm not sure, I don't see them right now, but Woodruff built the thing. So thanks to Woodruff Construction, a local firm, did a great job with construction. Leisure Services staff, JB, Travis, Todd, and Bill, and other city departments. I want to thank the Sportsplex staff for coming out here and setting this up at a moment's notice today and helping with other parts of this project. We have the Leisure Services Commission. I want to thank Mayor Hart and the City Council and all the stakeholders who met at ID8 and the Sportsplex to offer design input, and the Youth Art team who met with Samantha and recommended some of the interactive features you're standing on there, the human scale chessboard, and the dance chime. So, with that, I promise to be brief. I am going to introduce the Leisure Services Commission Board Chair, Brenda Durbin. Brenda, it's all yours.
Need to adjust the microphone a little bit for me. As Paul mentioned, I am the Leisure Services Commission chairperson, serving currently, and I'm happy to serve in that role. And I'm really happy to be here today as part of this ribbon cutting ceremony. I mean, I moved here nearly 30 years ago, and from that moment on, I understood how important Lincoln Park is to this neighborhood, to the city of Waterloo, and to this entire Cedar Valley for the events, big and small. You know, we're going to hear from Irish Fest in a little bit, and that's an event that is huge, and I've taken part many times. So, I'll be brief also. I want to really thank our city's leadership and Paul and his staff. I know he mentioned them for their tireless efforts to get this project to fruition. I need to mention my fellow commissioners. So if you're here, give a wave or give a shout out or, dance a jig, whatever you want to do when I say your name. So no particular order. We have Xavier Leonard, Sharon Samick, Bob Bamsey, Jaden Spencer, Tom Powers, Tom Christensen. Thank you all. I appreciate the service you give as being part of the commission. And I need to also mention our city council liaison. He attends our meetings and offers information and input and helpfulness, and that is Dave Bozen. And so we appreciate him as well. And at this time, I will turn it over to him to say a few words.
Well, thank you very much. On behalf of Mayor Hart and the entire City Council, I'd like to welcome you and thank you all for coming. I'd also like to acknowledge City Councilman Jonathan Greider from Ward 2, who came here tonight. He's right in the back row there. As Paul said earlier, people have been coming to Lincoln Park and gathering here when it was a town square since 1854, and they continue today. And thanks to the funders, the stakeholders, the staff, the designers, the contractors, we have a beautiful new version of this park, and this park has come to life again. But it isn't just the investment of this park that I want to acknowledge today, because this park showcases this entire area, but it's the surrounding square that has seen such a great investment in our city also, and in this neighborhood. And these people are willing to back these investments in this area with millions of dollars. And just to point out a few, the work that's going on at the Masonic Temple over here is a $5 million renovation with apartments and that in the building. Right over here, the Elks Club invested $2 million. As we go around the square, KWWL, $7.5 million, $2 million in the Visual Logic building, and then the ongoing investment that continues in our Walnut Court, in our Walnut neighborhood over here. And then it's not just the investment around the square, it's the number of new businesses that have been opening in downtown. Rockets Bakery, just to name a few, Tri-Pie, K&W Salon, Two Scoops Ice Cream, Lincoln Perk, Tropical Snow, just to name a few. And then there's at least 15 new businesses that have opened in the downtown area. So all of the improvements here in Lincoln Park and the entire experience for residents and shoppers in downtown, it's going to create a new excitement for a large number of events hosted here. And I look forward to coming to a large number of these events now and in the future. Let's just get through this COVID so we can start back on track where we were before. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Dave. Now I want to introduce our designer, our representative of the design firm, Ritland Kuiper. Mark Kuiper is here to give us a few comments about how he put this whole design together and maybe some of the trials and tribulations, maybe just the good stuff. Anyway, it's yours, Mark. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, he's right. I wouldn't be the designer. It would be a design team, and he's already recognized our team and Modus doing the mechanical and hydraulic design for the park, and all of from surveying and contracting. It really goes back to any great site, any great project comes from great people and a great location and history. And this had both of those. We had not only a great design team, but I have to say Woodruff and their team did a great job executing the design. And we just don't have successful projects without having these partners involved. And obviously, this started from a kickoff meeting with the Community Foundation and McElroy Trust offering to help pay for our services to just do the initial study. And so we worked with the city, pulled some stakeholders together. Raise your hand if you were in the stakeholder meeting in the outset. Some of you, I know many of you are here. We had over 40 people from lots of different organizations, Walnut Neighborhood, area businesses, downtown leaders, really involved in the design process early on. And in some ways, this park sort of designed itself because it's got a historical nature to it. It was when it was platted, it was actually platted as a courthouse square, and it has that design, that sort of classic X sidewalks coming to the middle design, and we didn't see a reason to really fight that. We really felt like that classic design just needed to be polished and brought up to a current vibrant look that reflects the city and its character. We love this city, we love the people in this city, and this is a great meeting place for the people of this city. In some ways it wasn't facilitating those uses very well. People were sort of working around the plaza spaces rather than able to use them during an event. And we wanted to be able to handle large crowds, be able to have people interact in these spaces. In many ways, the design was inspired somewhat by Central Park in New York in the way that you'd have wide boulevard sidewalks with benches, and people would be able to interact in those places, move through those places, shade tree canopies over the top, and this really lent itself to that look. And so we really, as we worked through that with the stakeholders, that really became a theme to clean up what wasn't working and to really make broader these sidewalks and these passageways so that people could move through these spaces. And then, as he said, the programming for some of the small details, even down to Samantha meeting with the youth art team and developing these concepts for bringing some artful and playful elements to this park. Again, just reflecting this place that has a history of hosting the community, young people, as well as even just seeing it used in these last few weeks for the really important conversations we need to have about racial reconciliation. I love that this space is being used for that, and that it's functioning for that, and that people are coming here and gathering and having those conversations that we need to have as a society. And we couldn't be more excited. We thank the city for the opportunity to work on this project. We thank our design team, Modus, the folks in my office, and everybody involved, and again, Woodruff Construction for doing a great job executing this vision. And thank you to the stakeholders for helping us come up with a design that we hope will stand the test of time and really be something people can appreciate for a long period of time. Thanks.
I promised we'd be done in a half hour, so point of privilege, Craig Ritland, would you please come up here? Come up here. So Craig came to my office one day and said, I said, what do you think about fixing up Lincoln Park? Are you interested in this project at all? And his words were something to the effect of, I would love to do it. There's nothing I would love more than to work on making Lincoln Park a complete gem. And so you can say one word or none. I don't care, but I just wanted to recognize you.
Well, it's obvious why Mark was the spokesman for this office. But that's all I have to say.
Brief is good.
Well said.
So, next on our agenda is a special announcement from Mr. Jim Walsh. who is affiliated with the Iowa Irish Cultural Association. I'm not sure. I think he might be in
Cedar
charge.
Valley.
Okay.
Irish.
All right.
Yeah,
You fix it.
Yeah. Hi, everybody. I don't have much to say except we really appreciate the Irish Fest committee members, and I really appreciate what they've done with this park. It's a wonderful park before. It's an even better park now. We are all upset, all of the committee members, with not being able to have the Irish Fest this year. We're putting on a virtual Irish Fest for those 3 days where you can watch it on TV, and you'll actually remember some of it because there's no beer. So, so we urge you to, get online and watch the music and enjoy yourself wherever you can watch it. I do have, besides the thank you and the Irish Fest announcement, I do have an announcement of critical importance here. After this is over, you can all go over to the Volkshaus right within sight here and have a beverage on me. And thank you all for coming, and thank you for supporting the elected officials and the city staff who went out on a limb to get this work done. 23 years I spent going to city council meetings and watching how the city works, and it's a struggle to get these things funded, and they worked it through. Mark was instrumental in inching it through. Initially, if you'd ask, could we do this, they'd say, no, we can't do this, but he inched it through and got it done, and I thank him for that, and you should all thank our city for getting this done too. Okay, see you across the street.
Thanks, Jim. Will we remember this ceremony after
No, I couldn't remember what
Volkshaus?
meetings I've been.
Oh, okay. All right. Next, I'd like to introduce Mike McCrary with Lincoln Savings Bank, but more importantly tonight with Grow Cedar Valley. He's the ambassador's co-chair, and we are going to cut the ribbon. I also want to recognize Steve Schmidt, former councilman. He was in on some of this voting on whether or not to do this stuff, so thanks, Steve. Mike,
Yeah.
it's your show.
Well, thank you very much. Like I said, Mike McCrary, Grow Cedar Valley Ambassadors. It's our privilege to be able to once in a while gather with the community, in the community, and share in the celebration of the things that make this community a great place to work, play, and live. So that's what we do. We show up, we wear purple, and we snip ribbons. So we're going to gather over here, and we're going to do a ribbon cutting. Keith with the airport's got the ribbon. So join us in this ceremonial representation of opening this park.
1, 2, 3.
Lincoln Park!
Good job.